when most people do core training, they just do endless crunches and their variations. But all that does is train the muscles in the front, but your core can do so much more. Your core is your entire trunk and all the muscles involved, and they're responsible for a whole lot of movement, strength, and balance. And ignoring some movements, it just means that you're leaving gains on the table. So what I'm gonna do is show you all 8 movements. The first movement we're gonna work on is the movement that everybody does, and that is flexion. That's when you're bringing your hips closer to your chest. And one of the best exercises are knee raises. With every move, you have to make sure that you're doing it with full control, and the key to knee raises is not driving your knees to your chest as hard as you can. It's all about curling your hip up to your chest. So when you do your knee raises, you need to hollow hold, meaning pushing your belly button into your back. And when you get up to do the knee raise, drive your knees up and then curl your hips up to your chest. And you want to maintain control the entire time. That way, you're going to take a lot of the tension out of your hip flexors, and you're gonna put it all in the front of your core. If you can't hang, no problem. An option for this is a reverse crunch on a bench. You're gonna grab a bench, put it on an incline, you're gonna grab the top of the bench, and then you are going to focus on pushing your belly button into the bench so that you're not extending and so that no tension goes into the lower back. From here, with your knees, you're going to drive your knees into your chest. When your knees go up, you're going to curl your hips up so that your hips are going towards your chest, and when you go down with full control. Make sure that you can control the entire movement on the way up and on the way down, because you want to build tension in the front of your core. Now, if this is tough, you can do the exact same movement on the floor, but same as the bench. You gotta push your belly button into the ground, lift your shoulders up so all the tension's in here. And then same thing, knees to your chest, curl your hips, and then control on the way down. If you go straight leg, it's gonna be tougher. Knees is gonna be slightly easier. The opposite of flexion is anti-flexion. And that's where you're resisting your spine curving. And you're gonna be working that with any lift that requires you to hinge or carry or pick something off the floor. The main key is that you gotta make sure that you're bracing with your core, so breathing in through your belly and then bracing really tight, and then keeping your form as tight as you can go. On the way down, just make sure that you don't curve your spine and lift with your back. That's pretty much how anti-flexion works. Don't pick stuff off the floor like a dum-dum. The next movement is extension, and we're gonna be working on back extensions. So you're gonna set yourself up on a back extension machine. Ideally, you want the pad just about hip height. And then you're gonna put your foot in the hold. All you do from there is, with control, you're going to bend at the hips, and then you're gonna go down as low as you can, and with control, use your back muscles to raise yourself back up until your back is straight. Now the key here is control. You don't wanna be flopping around everywhere or using a weight that you can't handle. This is where people snap themselves and complain about back pain with the back extension, but it's a fantastic exercise when you do it properly. This is a great exercise, especially for strengthening the lower back and decreasing lower back pain. You just have to make sure that you're using a height and weight that your body can tolerate. So in the beginning, you might only have partial range, and that's okay. Use the range that you can handle. And then over time, you'll be able to dip down lower and then use weight. Another good way to do the back extension is doing a back extension isometric, where you just hold yourself at the top for 15 to 30 seconds. And if you don't have a back extension machine or it hurts too much, no problem. You can do it on the floor. Keep your feet stable, hands on your head, and slowly raise your shoulders off the ground, hold at the top, and then slowly come down. Same thing as the back extension machine. Don't flop around like a fish. Slow on the way up, slow on the way down. And the opposite to that is anti-extension. And one of my favorite exercises for this is the weighted double crunch. You're gonna grab a weight, hold it overhead, and then have your knees up. Now the key, lift your shoulders off the ground, push your belly button into the ground, or think about pushing your lower back into the ground. Make sure you have full tension in the front of your core. And then all you do from here, you're gonna extend your arms and legs at the same time while resisting extension. And the key here is to feel where you have the most control. If you can't go all the way out to legs straight because your lower back is extending off the floor too much, that's all right. All you gotta do is choose a shorter range. You can even keep your knees bent and just practice keeping tension in the front of your core and controlling the movement. A great option for this is a banded dead bug. So you grab a band and tie it around a stable object. You're gonna pull the band until you're directly over your chest. But same thing as the double crunch, lift your shoulders off the ground. From here, knees up, and we're just gonna be going heel taps on the floor, going side to side, alternating your legs, and making sure that all the tension is in the front of your core. The next movement is a lateral bend, which works on the side of your core. And a good exercise is a plank dip. To start, you have to get down to your elbow, make sure that your shoulder down to your elbow makes a straight line. Feet on top of each other, and extend your hips, squeeze your butt, and then you're gonna push your hips off the ground. All you do from there, dip your hips as close to the ground with as much control as possible. And if you wanna make this harder, you can use more range by putting your feet on a bench. If you wanna make it easier, bend the bottom knee and do the exact same movement. Now the opposite to this is anti-lateral bending, and the perfect move is a single arm farmer's carry. This is where the training for carrying groceries come into play. Now the key here is staying nice and tall, chest up with your form. And then with the weight on the side, you're going to just walk. And just make sure that when you're walking, you're keeping the weighted side stable and not compensating by leaning on one side. The farmer's carry is a great exercise for learning how to brace, control your core, and strengthening the deep muscles of the core. A great option for this, just to make it more challenging, are farmer's marches. The exact same thing applies. Keep your body stable and try not to compensate by shifting your weight side to side. Everything is stable. Drive your knees up to your hips and then control on the way down. Do it on the spot first, and then you can experiment by walking forward. And if you really want a challenge, wrap a band around the handles and hold the band. Everything else applies, but now you're gonna have to use your core a lot more, because the goal here is you're trying to make sure that the weight doesn't jiggle and doesn't move. So you gotta brace your core real tight and stay as stable and in control as possible. The next movement is rotation, and a great exercise for this is banded horizontal chops. With the band, you're gonna wrap it around a frame, and you gotta make sure it's about chest height. All you do from here, you're gonna take a step to the side and then keep your arms straight. You want tension on the band the entire time. And you just gotta make sure that your core is stable. Don't overcompensate by leaning on one side or twisting your feet. Keep your feet stable. All you do from here, by using your knuckles, you're going to rotate to the side with control, twist and turn with your trunk, and then control on the way in. Stop right back in the middle, because you want maximum tension in your core the entire time. And we're just going to be rotating side to side. Make sure that you're not rotating with your elbow or with your shoulders and not controlling the movement at all. Control, knuckles to the side, and control all the way in. And if you don't have a band, you can do this exact same movement on a cable machine. I know you can't see what I pointed at, but I pointed at the cable machine in the gym. And the opposite to this is anti-rotation, and the setup is the exact same. You're going to step away from the frame, make sure there's tension in the band, and hands should be in front of your chest. All you do from here is resist rotation from the band. Try not to compensate by leaning or twisting on one side. All you do is you're gonna drive your hands down to your chest and then all the way forward. And you're just gonna be doing reps of this. The further you step away, the more tension your core is going to feel. And like before, you can also do this with the cable machine. Don't have a band? No problem. A good option, plank shoulder taps. You're gonna get in push-up position, make sure that your body stays completely still. And then all you do from here, you're just gonna tap your shoulders going side to side. And the goal here is you gotta resist this movement right here, all right? No hip swivel. Keep everything tight, brace your core, breathe in through your belly, push the ground with your feet, and try to have the least amount of movement and control as you tap your shoulders side to side. And those are the 8 different movements you should be adding into your workout. Now, if you don't know how to put it in a workout, no problem. What you're going to do, you're gonna take 2 or 3 exercises. You can either do it as a warm-up or a pre-activation before your weightlifting, or you can do a nice little core finisher at the end of your workout. You can either do it for reps, you just gotta make sure they're anywhere from, let's say, 10 to 20 reps, or you can do it for time. Rounds of 30 seconds to 60 seconds. And those are the 8 movements that you need to build a strong core. Now, just get to it.